What's up, everybody? And today we're going to be talking about the downfall of Roblox Islands. But first, what is Islands and where did it come from? With that being said, let's get right into the video. So first up, the game came out on April 7th, 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic. But it wasn't even called Roblox Islands yet. It was actually called Skyblock, and at this time, the game was at its peak. Just like this blog says, what happened to Skyblock and Roblox? The video game gained much more popularity with time and the number of users. Also increased exponentially since the game's original release, with over 75,000 users of now. Unfortunately for the fans, Skyblock has been shut down due to copyright issues. Now I have a blog that explains this a little bit more, saying, Islands was shut down on July 14th, 2020. It was deleted due to a DMCA request. Despite many players complaining about the deletion, it was expected to happen by many players at this point. This has caused a lot of protest games and groups being made. Although the developers changed the name to Islands, Roblox still deleted the game. Eventually, it was reopened and ready to be played again. And just in case you're wanting to know what a DMCA is, it's basically an act of copyright in digital form, which means that has to be deleted or it will lead to a lawsuit. But now that you know where Skyblock/Islands came from, let's talk about what you do in the game. As you can see right here in the game's description, it says you can build your own island, create huge farms, raise animals, sell items to make money, loot monsters and bosses, cook tasty delicacies, and more. But since you're watching this video, I assume you already play Islands and you already know all of that. But some players wanted to be greedy and find other ways to make money, and having more stuff to themselves. And this resulted in scamming, and since you can give permissions on your island to other people, that's what led to it. And I found this old report of this guy getting scammed by his so-called friend that says, I'm an OG of Roblox Islands. I love trading with people, and people love trading with me. I hate scammers, so I do not scam. But my friend said that he wanted to trade a pet with me. He wanted the limited Kong trophy, so I put it down first. Then he took my trophy and kicked me from the island. After that, unfriended me. I'm sad, but now I have much more. And this is just one of the quite literal hundreds of thousands of reports the devs have got. And because of this, they've just not been able to keep up because there's been hundreds of reports, if not thousands, a day. And even though scamming was just a side piece to the downfall, dupes were the real problem. And after a lot of research, I found out on November 2nd, 2020 was the first dupe, and that's when it hit the game. And followed by this, there was a dozen more dupes that started with not just items but also coins, and because of this, the islands got so fed up that some of them even quit the dev team. And since all their time was going to patching all of these dupes of coins and items, their updates got a lot more bland. And since the economy was starting to get badly destroyed with all the dupes, and their updates were being more bland and less of them were coming out, this made a lot of players quit the game. And I found this very true thing that says, unfortunately, yeah, the devs try their best to patch them, but when they do, somebody creates another. But then somebody took it way too far with this dupe, and this would change the economy and the player count forever. In this blog writing right here, it says more than 1.6 million melon seeds and 50,000 Captain's Reapers were duped last night alone. There will be a small wipe later this week of these items. Not a full wipe, but a partial wipe. And in this partial wipe, the devs thought this might be a good warning to tell people to stop duping. But no, they kept duping and it just got worse. So on January 22nd, 2021, an update introduced an economy wipe that removed coins and items. Ooh, that hurts. So if you were an average Islands player, or if Islands was your favorite game, and you woke up and saw this, what would you do? Now, I don't know what you would do, but I can tell you what people did. This led to more than half of Islands players to quit the game, and yep, this is the biggest fall down of Islands. And then there was another thing introduced where the devs were saying something about safeguards on vending machines and putting a certain economy level on them, so they couldn't just have alts accounts join and take a bunch of duped items. Just like this blog says, the update also introduced additional safeguards to slow down the distribution of duped items by limiting the use of vending machines for players with low economy level. A lot of people thought this was unfair, just like this says. Players think that trading is unfair and should be nerfed and made equal to farm, which is very true. Do note that around this time there was 10 to 25k people playing and daily active, And even after this, there were still hundreds of dupes. Not quite hundreds, but you get what I'm saying. And there was a lot of good updates, but there would always be limiteds being duped. And this led to a lot of stress, so on November 7th, 2023 at 1:44 a.m., an Easy Games staff member known as Verlius announced on the official Discord server that islands would no longer be updated and would be discontinued. But this still means it would be playable. And on average, the game reaches about 1.5 to 3,000 players actively, which is nowhere where it used to be, but it's still decent. But you know, there's other reasons too. Like I said before, how the devs left, and those original devs were actually some of the main coders and knew how to code with the code that they had, and the new devs don't really know how to code with that old code. It's kind of confusing, but if you think about it, it makes sense. But another main reason is because they had a new game that was released, and that game's Bed Wars, some of you guys might know. And this game was probably 3 times more successful, and now 20 times more successful than Islands. So why put all your developing time into a game that's getting about 5k active, other than at the time Bed Wars was getting about 60, 70, even 100k, and even 150k active at the time? I still personally play Islands, but actually I wouldn't really recommend it for a new Islands player, like to keep continuing playing, only because how bad the economy is destroyed and how much scammers there are. But overall, it's a high quality game. But also, if you have any questions, please ask me down in the comments. I will be answering them with research, and if I got anything wrong, please correct me in the comments. And also, you can just tell me about your experiences with Islands and what are your thoughts on it. And if you found this video helpful, please like, please subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.